love and happiness. Yeah. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right.
Yes, love and happiness, love and happiness, love and happiness. Yes. Listen, y'all. Listen, listen, listen. Listen. Welcome, welcome to the first episode of the show, Love and Happiness. And of course, my light just fell on me. So hopefully, y'all can still see me because I'm going to pull it, play it off, or whatever. But welcome to a new episode of Love and Happiness, the show that I created because I got tired of people hearing people say, telling people how they're supposed to think, telling people how they're supposed to love their mates, telling people how they're supposed to be happy with their mates and everything. I'm one to believe that um, you get to dictate what love means to you. You get to dictate what happiness means to you. You and your mate, you and your mates, whatever lifestyle that you're living, you guys get to determine that. We don't. I, I'm not in your relationship. It's interesting because, as you know, that I'm a love and relationship coach. And, one of my clients, I was talking to him and he was like, Tanya, excuse me, y'all, I'm really trying to fix this. He was like, Tanya, what are your thoughts? And I said, I can, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm having a problem with my guest trying to get him in and my light is failing on me. But we gonna play this off and we gonna make this work. I promise we're gonna make this work. Anyways, my client was like, Tanya, what are your thoughts of love and relationships and everything and stuff? And I was like, one of the things that you will learn with me is that I am not going to tell you how to think. I'm not going to tell you what to think, what to do, and everything. What I will do is guide you to tap into yourself so you can figure out for yourself what it means to you, because it's not going to serve me any purpose of me telling you what to live, how to live, and how to love when we are nothing alike, nothing whatsoever alike. You guys, hold on for a second. We're going to do the intro again because um, my guest can't get in, and I don't want you guys to sit and watch me do all of this stuff. So I'm going to do the intro again, and then I'm going to come back. Hold on for a second.
Love and happiness. Yeah. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Please forgive the errors. I don't know what's going on in the air. The retrograde is over with, y'all, but I still feel like I'm being attacked in so many ways, but I will not lose. I'm going to win. I'm going to win no matter what and everything. So we will not let any issues stand in the way of what we're going to do tonight or whatever. So again, the idea of Love and Happiness talk show was so that we could give people the opportunity to express themselves. Um, my guests are they're very it varies. Some are single. Some are single that's looking for a relationship and want to be in a relationship. Some are single and never want to be in a relationship again. Some are divorced, don't never want to be in a relationship again. Some are couples that are happily married. Some are couples who are dating, and they want to share the good stuff to us. It varies. I had no rules, I had no stipulations on this. I just wanted to hear different people's views, and I wanted us to start having honest, legitimate conversations and everything so we could start forming our own ideas because how I think may not be like yours, the way that you think and stuff. So that's what love and happiness is about. I'm waiting for my guest to come on. I don't get on this show and talk you to death, but I do that on my other pages, but not here. I don't talk y'all to death. That's not the purpose of the show. The purpose of the show was to bring other people to hear their thoughts, and he's here. He's here. So my first guest goes by the name of DJ Corey Hershey. He is on Fubu Radio. He's a DJ. He's an actor. You guys probably have seen him on some your favorite shows and everything and stuff. And he's actually a good friend of mine. He is now in Chicago, Chi-Town. I should have told him to ship me some Garrett popcorn so we could do this right. But anyways, I'm going to bring him to the stage so we can talk about love and happiness. Hold on for a second. Hey, love.
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
I love that red chair.
Oh, thank you.
You know that's my color.
Yeah, you got to coordinate.
We got to coordinate, and it matches the flyer and everything, the blue and the red. Yes! Why did I do that?
You silly. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm maintaining.
Maintaining. So you're all over the place now. So I never know where you are. Are you in Atlanta or are you in Chicago?
Currently, I'm in Chicago right now.
Okay, you're just the traveling man. They flying you all over the place because one second I think you was in Connecticut or somewhere.
Yeah.
You're the man. Hey, listen.
I'm trying to make a difference. That's all.
So, the show is about love and happiness. And the purpose of the show is to bring people on to share with us their thoughts on love and happiness, relationships and everything without it being negative, but yet still giving them the voice and the ability to be transparent, because the whole goal is for people to listen and watch it, hopefully learn something or whatever. And also give people who never have a voice the opportunity to express themselves. And I'll just keep it balanced for them just in case it goes off. You know what I mean? So tell us a little about you.
Well, I mean, not complicated. Average man, father of two beautiful girls. Those are my protectors, my angels, all at the same time. I'm the oldest of four boys.
Really? I didn't know that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm the oldest of four boys, which is one of the reasons we had discussed I had to go back home to take care of some of his affairs because he passed away this June 3rd.
Right.
And what else? I love anything creative. Music, film, drawing. I mean, athletic. I've been on the swim team. I played basketball, football, softball, volleyball, soccer. What else? Did I miss anything?
Are you good though?
Oh yeah, come on, man.
Okay. I gotta ask. I gotta ask.
I'm very competitive. So one thing I do, I always strive to be the best I can for myself. So especially when it comes to sports, I gotta go all in.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know all that. I'm learning.
Well, just to kind of give you some details, I was on the NBA D League waiting list for 2 years.
What?
So I gotta be all right.
You gotta be in the that 1%.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't Jordan, but I was more Karl Malone.
No, listen, I used to have the biggest crush on Karl Malone, so you can't come from Karl Malone. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, there we go. We still in good company.
Karl Malone was good.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So I can hold down my own. I keep the team point statues up.
I like that. Like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've done college. Majors in architecture and drafting, so I can design a house and I can build it. Minored in carpentry. I am technically I'm an officer, a certified officer in the state of Georgia.
What kind of officer?
Yes.
A police officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you?
Yeah, I choose not to employ it because things are crazy.
Oh my God! Listen. See, I don't know none of this stuff. I'm missing out on all of this.
Yeah, so actor, dancer. Yeah.
You can dance?
I played MC Hammer in the TLC movie, so.
He wasn't dancing though, were you?
Yeah, you couldn't blink because I had that.
Okay, I was gonna say
Second there.
I don't remember. You was dancing.
Yeah, it was really good. Uh-oh.
Look at this. So I'm gonna have to go back and check that out because
Yeah, definitely do that.
not only check it out, but I'm gonna have to save the clip and all of that and get my joke on and all of that. That's what friends do.
Yeah, of course. DJ Knapp said the same thing. He looked at me. He said, "I thought I knew you."
Right. Like obviously I don't know you like I thought I do.
Yeah. But I'm very humble, so I don't put it like I do this and blah 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 blah. I'm not very boisterous. Just when it comes to something creative and artsy, I just like to do it for the experience, and I just try to do the best I can, and I seem to do well.
See, I had no clue. You was just DJ Hershey. You know what I mean? Like
I know, and I sing too. So I sing, I play music.
you can sing. Okay,
Yeah.
sing for me. Sing.
No,
something.
I'm not singing. I ain't singing.
Something, just a little.
Nope.
Just a little.
Mm-mm.
But you say you can sing.
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
Just a little. You're the background singer. You can't be in the main choir. You're not leading the song.
Let's just say my karaoke nights are very, very popular.
Really?
Yes.
What type of music do you be singing?
Oh, I'm an R&B fan all day.
What's your favorite artist?
Favorite artists? Ooh. Mm-hmm. Tank, Johnny Gill, Tyrese, and right in that genre.
So that New Jack Swing type of flow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you.
I'm all right with it.
I learned so much about people doing these shows because I'll be clueless. I have no idea that you could do all of that. Let me find out you all talented like that. So, single, divorced, separated, what? I mean, what are we doing? What status are we living in today?
I'm saying single.
Okay, you're single.
Mm-hmm.
Are you single, ready to mingle, or are you just single?
No, I'm single.
You're just single?
Yeah, I got a lot of things to back up and create, and I got some things I got to handle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my audience, if they're watching and they checking you out and they think you're sexy, and you done listed this whole thing about all these talents and everything, they should just wait.
I mean, shoot, if they want to holler, they can holler. But I'm just saying, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not up to commit myself right now to anything.
So what does that mean? Because
so my theory on this is kind of like, especially when so I'm newly divorced, mm-hmm. But when you go through certain things, you got to back up and rebuild your mindset, and that's one thing I had to do. I had to rebuild my mindset, and I have to rebuild my brand as well because I'm involved with so much stuff right now. So. Reason why I was in Baltimore, I'm a huge advocate of men's mental health. Mm-hmm. Also, I support domestic violence organizations. I was just at one this past Friday. Still Standing is one of the ones I support out there in Atlanta. So I stepped back to refine me.
Okay.
Because when you go through some things, sometimes you lose yourself.
So, in refining you,
mm-hmm.
Do you date?
Technically, no, because I found out my level of dating is different than what the norm is today.
Let's talk about that. Can we talk? Listen. Listen, I've been by myself a lot, so I ain't just been able to do my shows and stuff. So we gotta talk. What is dating? Like, help me out, because listen. I'll be 52 in November, and I realized that I suck at all of this stuff. Like,
look, it's brand new. It's like I'm an alien on this earth right now. So my level of dating, if I'm dating, it's my opportunity to find out who this one woman is as a possible mate / fiance / wife. One person. The way people date now is totally different. Which is another reason why I backed up. I had a couple of experiences.
Situationships?
yeah, situationships
I know about
that I was kind of thrown into how things are now, and it's not me. I see too many red flags, and being that this is how they do things, and they have so many issues using this theory, they still do it thinking that's the way to do it. And I'm like, nah, I'd rather be by myself. I can go to the movies. I can go take myself out to dinner. I can do all that by myself. And it gets expensive, especially for a guy. It's too much.
So is the theory that you're talking about is where they feel that they could spend all your time and hang out with you and seem super, super close, but yet still
Yeah.
they want to be able to date other people and do all the other
Yeah, that theory is basically you
bullshit?
you yeah, I'm gonna say that. But it's you being thrown into a pool of everybody that's interested,
Right,
right?
right, right.
And I literally had to say at one point, I'm sorry, I should have asked you this.
Right,
What
right,
does dating you look like?
right, right, right.
And in her mindset, her way of dating is there's a bunch of men that's interested in her. And basically it's gladiators in the arena. Whoever fight
Are you still there? What happened? DJ Hershey! Did you leave me?
uh-oh, did I get it?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Go ahead. You was flowing.
Yeah, so basically it's gladiators in the arena. We fight until the death, and whoever surfers to the top is the victor. And it's like, uh first of all, I'm already a king. I already know what I can offer, so I'm not fighting nobody. We're not gonna do this.
Come on.
And for those that really know me, they already know what I can offer. So it's about select who do you feel is comparable. Oh, comparable. That's funny. I made up a word. Comparable to who you think is good for you. These other guys, that's not who I'm worried about.
Right.
So I politely declined of dating this person, and I said, once you're ready and you feel that you've gone through your suitors and I'm available, just reach out to me. If I'm available, let's talk then. But I'm not going to sit here and make myself a clown over something that I should be fighting for your attention. So yeah, it's very simplistic.
Or you could be the attention and everything is good until something better comes along. So.
And that's what they're training themselves to do. Because if you're already got all these other people in mind of who's going on, first of all, you're gonna mix up names eventually.
Right.
You're spreading your energy thin, whether it's emotional, sexual, spiritual, and everything. So you can't focus on the individual. And then, what part of the dating process is finding out who that other person is and how they act when things happening. Financial, weather, when emotional experiences happen. Yeah, it's like you're trying to figure out how this person is on a daily basis. How are you going to do that when you're sharing that with a number of people?
And then it's also about the trust issue too. Like you're pouring yourself into that person, and you're assuming that they're pouring yourself back, but they can't be doing that to you and other people too. You're not really getting all of them, so it's almost like okay, no problem.
Correct. And I mean, and let's keep it 100, especially when it comes with the physical part. I'm not sharing you with somebody else. That's not what's supposed to be happening.
Unless you guys are swingers and y'all are doing it together. But anyway,
and if that's your thing, that's your thing. Right. But you know what? That's one of the other things, being transparent. If that's your thing, let me know up front, so whether I know I'm wasting my time or not.
Right.
I'm not judging. It's just that this is not what I'm looking for. Congratulations. Hot salami bacon. See you on the flip side. Just because
I think I want to design, really, you guys think I'm joking though, but I want to design these bracelets that everybody wears. And the bracelet identifies your mindset when it comes to dating. Like if you're single and are you one of those people who just want to just date one person, you have a certain color. But if you want one of those people who want to date multiple people, you have another. And it stops wasting people's time. Like, let's
Dude.
not bullshit each other. Let's not waste our times. And, and especially when we're in an age where people are talking about energy, high vibrations, low vibrations, and all of that stuff. Like, if that's what you're really talking about, it doesn't make sense what you're doing.
I agree with you. I mean, I've always said there should be an app on the phone that will signal that a person is nearby, that y'all energies matches or whatever.
Right.
But now this,
I'll be feeling like I should be working on stuff like that.
I think you should. But now this is the thing.
If they're honest.
Just about to say, it's about honesty and accountability.
Yeah.
Because if you can't be there with yourself, you're gonna be lying about who you think you are.
Right.
You with somebody else, and we still have these same problems that we have now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what is your definition of love?
So, love, full definition, it comes into bullet point words. So, there's trust, there's loyalty. Those are two different things.
Yes, they are.
Accountability and patience.
Okay.
Simply because as we grow older, likes and dislikes change. As a couple, we should be able to adapt to each other instead of grow apart. Because if you really truly love that person, you want to adapt and do what you want to do in order to remain together.
Right.
When you got other options and internet and all of this stuff, and there's somebody on the other side that's also looking at you, you're gonna be gone like that. So, yeah. I got such an old school mindset. It doesn't exist anymore, which is why I'm on a hiatus.
You don't think love exists anymore?
I think it's rare to a very low percentile. Because we had mentioned before, when it comes to just the word dating, everybody has their own definition.
Right.
So it's never the same. Some people's definition of love also is loyalty, even at fault.
Okay.
Right. And that's not how I live. If I'm holding myself accountable, I'll hold you accountable too.
Right.
And I think that's part of the problem why some of my relationships haven't lasted, because just as much as I'm accountable for mine, you got to be accountable for you too. And I'm going to let you know.
Right.
But you got to have that transparency about yourself.
I think that in relationships, I think that at this point these days, because life is totally different these days. We move differently. Something has changed, and I don't know what it is or whatever.
I know what it is.
I don't think I like it. What is it?
I know what it is. We mentioned it's accountability. Some people, they have this false sense of themselves.
Right.
And because they don't want to reveal they're human, they make mistakes. Like everybody else, they want to keep this facade of who they want everybody to see who they are. And then the moment that possibly comes out, then all of a sudden this relationship ain't working, it's a problem, and then this word comes out, or that person's narcissistic, or they're a cheater, or all of these other things start coming out, and it's like, no, you just didn't want to tell the truth about what really happened
and how you are, for real.
How you are, yeah. And the only way that will come out is when you get with the other person, and then they was like, oh, well, that's why LaTonya was like,
right. It was me. That's me.
Right.
It wasn't me, but it was me.
Right.
Right. I personally think that we were all born with love. I think that how we were created initially, we were all pure and the love was real. And I think society has just ruined it for us. We've been brainwashed, and it's like people don't want to get better. They want to stay in it and make excuses because they're lazy and not accountable, and they just want to go with the flow. But it's like they've been miserable all this time. And it's like, don't you want to change? Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're not going to change. You're going to be comfortable with what you are, and that's miserable. I mean, whether you say it or not, you're alone, you're by yourself, and that's why so many people are trying to find someone and they can't find someone and stuff. So I believe in something so strong and so powerful and everything, and so I refuse to be with someone until I can get that,
Exactly.
and I'm okay with that, and I'm definitely okay with that.
I totally agree with you. You know, I've made my attempts, and this was where the sad part comes into play. When you make these attempts, all depending on the mindset of the individual that were in those relationships,
Mm-hmm.
they're a casualty, right? They're
To you or
either way. So for those that were really vested into the relationship,
mm-hmm.
the casualty is that was that part of them that they put into it, right?
Right,
Now that's lost.
right.
That time, that energy, that all of those emotion, that time and effort is lost. So all depending on that same person's ability to recoup, it may be going and just not trying to refill that cup. Because and then there's age, there's time. Like, you know,
Right.
I'm gonna be 50 in February.
Shit, I'm gonna be 52 in November, so
Look, yeah, I don't have the resilience or the patience that I had at 21.
right,
You
right.
know, and there's stuff that you lost. You know, if you were married and had kids, there's money and time from kids lost and all of that stuff. So, you know, you never know, because the older you get, it's those opportunities become lesser and lesser.
You know, I think I think the sad part to me is because people will say to me, "You're cold," and I'm like, "I'm not cold. I'm just not playing the game no more." You know, it's not cold.
Right?
I'm very open hearted. I'm very loving, but I'm
Yeah,
just not playing the game no more. Like it's like for what? You
yeah.
know, because it's just like what is the ultimate goal, and what are we doing this for, and why are we playing with each other's minds and all of that stuff when there's no really ultimate goal to this other than we may be together for the next week or so until somebody says you're fine and you look good, and then you're like, screw all the stuff that we put in. Now it's like, oh, let me go give me some good sex and some attention for a little while, and then you're gonna get pissed off or frustrated because you're gonna realize, but they didn't treat me the right way. And it's an ongoing cycle. So it's just like
And
y'all not
now add to that, you went and got all of that, right? Didn't realize that was everything you wanted, but then the person that you left or still with, you won't be honest with that person what happened. So now the thing is, you're gonna cause a situation
of
so
course.
your that relationship separates, so you won't have to explain what you did,
Right.
and
Right.
then you leave that other person in a whole conundrum. It's like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
Why did it that? Why you calling me this? Why all of a sudden I was the best thing that you ever experienced, and you did a 180? Now I'm the worst thing, and I have not changed.
Right.
So yeah, it's yeah.
I want my people to do better. You know, and
Oh yes.
you know what's so crazy is that I have people who like pay me to talk to me about this stuff. Where'd you go? Did you disappear on me?
I'm sorry. Hold on, my
See, we got all
Paula,
kinds of difficult, but we making it go, y'all. For those that's watching, we making it go no matter what.
my doggone alarm changed. It went off.
Right. So I have these people who pay me to talk to me about this stuff and help them and stuff. And I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
To myself, oh my gosh, I suck. Like I totally listen. When I say I suck, I suck.
No.
Like I really should just become a nun for real. Like
No.
I should just become a nun. I mean, can nuns wear sexy stuff? Because I ain't gonna stop wearing sexy clothes. But
An official nun? No.
we're gonna create some. We're gonna create a new thing. Because
Well, we don't know what's under those robes, so
right. Well, that's true. So yeah, but but it's like I listen. This dating world,
it's
and I know what the problems are and all of that stuff or whatever. We are so damaged, and I'm talking about Black people because that's what I mostly work with. We are so damaged, and we are so holding on to to a comfort zone that's destroying us. That we're so used to misery. All of us, we all have our own hangups that we hold on to or whatever, that all we got to do is let that stuff go. We don't even need the closure or nothing. We just need to let it go and let the past be the past or whatever, and take a chance on ourselves. And so many of us will be so much happier.
Well,
So
I totally agree with you. However, it goes back to where we started. It has to be accountability for self and self-awareness. It has to be that, because I don't know how many times I've had a discussion in a relationship where somebody said, "Well, you didn't do this," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? You've never done that for me. Oh, so you just can't." You, I gotta say this. It was hilarious. Somebody, I'm not saying who, but they were like, "Oh, I guess I just didn't suck your D enough," and blah blah blah. And I was like, first of all, you've never done that.
I knew you was gonna say that.
You've never done that, nor have I asked you. So who are you talking about?
Right.
So that's that self-awareness that's not there, and they bring that trauma to a current situation. And again, the casualty, that person that was sitting here like, wait a minute, why are you acting like this? What are you talking about? Why are you trying to put this responsibility on me, and I'm not the one you're talking about? So yeah, I totally agree with you, but I'm very self-aware, even at fault. If there's something I've done to you, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tell you. You're going to find out from me before you find out from anybody else.
Right.
Even if it hurts. And that's the thing that I want for myself.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you another thing. Guilt is a mother.
It is.
It will tear you up.
Right.
Your body won't act right. You can't eat. And all of a sudden you jittery, everybody else is a problem. And then, I've seen it so many times. It's sad.
So do you consider yourself believing in love? I mean, real talk. Do you believe in it?
I believe in it.
Okay.
I just think it's very hard to get to, because there's so many distractions.
Okay.
And as an adult, I compare it to being a child, right? You have your father or your mother, whoever was raising you. Mm-hmm. It's their job to center you from distraction so you can develop. Right. So you can know right from wrong, dark from light, all of this stuff. So once you become an adult and you're in yourself, your ability to make wise decisions are there. Okay. But if you no longer have that protection, you're just going to fall for anything that's put in front of you.
And that's true.
And that's so true. Yeah, that's part of our problem. It's like we got children. No, we got adults that act just like children right now.
How do we solve that?
Well, it's a very easy answer. But again, it's self-accountability. Okay. And surround yourself with a village of accountable people. I have a very small group of men and a very small group of women who I love and I trust when it comes to advice, information, because you know as well as I know, you can't tell everybody everything.
Right.
And because they'll also use that information and weaponize it against you for those that are trying to hurt you. But if I have women question, I will ask either my mother, or I have a best friend and a few female friends that are really, really close that we can have this conversation. And they will give me the 100% truth on them. Okay. But now the other thing is we have to individualize it.
Ooh, we do. That's that right. That right there. Right. Yeah. That's everything right there.
Yeah. You as a woman, you like and you love and you dislike and you don't like certain things that another woman might feel polar opposite about.
Right. And it could be my best friend, and we totally the opposites.
And that's fine. It's just respecting each other for what it is. Now the thing is that I have to respect you if we're dating and this is what you like, and as long as it's not making me go against any of my morals or my belief, or it's taken away from my household, I'm asking myself, is this something that I'm could be cool with?
Right.
And you have to customize your relationship between you and that other individual, not anybody else, because that's a totally 100% human body right in front of you that's got their own mind, their own likes, their own dislikes, and all of that stuff. So you have to customize it to that person, not to whoever else that was good for you or what you think you should be doing.
That's so right.
It's there. It's just we got to put on our own bootstraps, and I need to be responsible for Hershey.
And I think that's the problem too. I think that, when you are like a giver or whatever, or you are like really into a person,
Yeah.
you find yourself, instead of standing up to your boundaries, you let some of those boundaries go because you really want to win with that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that boundaries is another thing. So when and I was told I shouldn't do this when I'm dating,
Mm-hmm.
I'm automatically in husband mode.
Me too. That's my problem. That's my problem too. I'm automatically in wife.
No. I'm not claiming it as a problem.
No, I am.
No, it's not.
It has to be.
No,
It's a problem.
it is not, because this is the thing. It's like your whole point of dating is trying to figure out who this other person is, because we're talking long term.
Right.
If I'm looking for a wife, she's doing wife things without me saying anything. This is automatic for her.
Right.
I'm gonna be like, no brainer, makes sense.
Right.
The more problems that we have, it's like, okay, well, let me delay this. Let me see if this was just a fluke, because I generally like being with that person. I'm not going to ever claim that's a problem, because now automatically when you get married, you're supposed to turn on.
Excuse me.
I don't think that's not cool, because.
But I think that that's kind of like how you protect yourself, and you're not supposed to. If you're going to be with somebody, you're supposed to be vulnerable. You're supposed to open yourself up or whatever and stuff like that. But if you step in a role with someone that you care about or you're very interested in, and you take on that husband and wife, you really can get hurt easy if that person is not there. Or if that person is there and they operate in the mode because it's convenience.
Yeah.
Oh, and because it's what's there.
But how do you know that?
Who's going to walk away from that? Who's going to walk?
How do you know that?
You don't find out until it comes down to you find out. You ain't got no choice.
Which at that point is the sacrifices is already made, and you just realize, well, hey, this person was into me because you didn't know, but they didn't have a roof over their head, and now all of a sudden they were living with you. You gave them a temporary situation until now that they can build up, and now they can get out of there. But you didn't know that. You genuinely got into this relationship wanting to love that person. It's like when I'm into a relationship, I don't look for anything other than your companionship.
Right. Even me, I'm like that too. But people don't believe that, but I am like that with the man. Like, and I'm gonna take your good, bad, and your ugly too. Because if I choose to be with you and I choose to take your space, have you in my space, because I'm very particular about my space. And plus, I'm a true introvert. So if I'm spending time with you, that's very valuable with me.
I agree.
Very valuable. That's like making money. That's valuable or whatever and stuff. And so the conversations we have are valuable because these conversations that I'm having with you, I'm not having with everybody else. And I'm sure I'm giving a piece of me, and I'm opening it up to something that I may have had a wall of for so long. And so it's these relationships is. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'll really be honest with you. I'll be 52 in November.
Mm-hmm.
And I just pretty much made a decision that in my transformation, I'm just going hard for my business. And I mean, I try to stand for these because black men are always saying black women are so and so this. And so, I'm a big black man advocate, and I try to be a little different. I try. I mean, not try, but
no,
I am different. You know what I mean? But I can honestly say now it's like, yeah, I'm going to be all about my business. And you're going to have to pretty much come up to me and not slap me in my face because I'll shoot you if you slap me because I'm a domestic violence survivor. And
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not
don't
do
slap me. I'm the wrong one because I'm going to shoot you. So I'm just going to let you know that part. But he would have to, my wow factor is going to have to walk up to me, and it's got to be so obvious at this point because my walls are definitely back up.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm there with you. I'm about building my brand, doing things that I normally haven't had the opportunity to do that, because even when I was married or when I was in a relationship, I supported my partner's goals and gifts before myself.
Right.
And I had to stop doing that. And because in my mind, it was selfish, right? I'm already at a certain status. I'm not fully where I wanted to be, but I've always wanted to do more and better.
Right.
But with my partner, it was like, well, this is something I want to do. And I'm like, okay, well, my resources is yours.
Right.
And I would do that open arms, and, without looking for anything in return. But usually what happens is that gets weaponized, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, I got it. Now I don't need you. And it's like, oh, wow. So now I'm irrelevant. You didn't have that access before you with me. So I'm totally with you. So it's a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
But as we mentioned before, it's about where you are in position now.
Right.
Like, again, at 20, once you get in a relationship, you have to, it's a sacrifice.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, and it's not a good or bad thing. So it's a sacrifice.
Right.
However, you're choosing to share, like you said, time with a person, even if you're just in a space when you're in a room watching a movie and you're not saying a word. That is time. That is something that you're still comfortable with this person, whether you're laying on their lap or they're laying on yours. Just these little moments means a lot. Because for me, I have a huge problem. I can't sleep in a room where I'm not uncomfortable. Where I'm not comfortable.
Okay.
From Chicago, my head's always on swivel.
Right.
So for me to be comfortable, right, for me to be comfortable with somebody and be able to fully fall asleep, that means a lot. It's those simple things for me, which somebody may not even think about.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't want to wake up and then all my stuff in my house is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's a sacrifice, and then you're taking a chance. It's you're putting out there. I'm making myself vulnerable. Out of all of these people on the earth, you're the one I'm being vulnerable with.
Right.
And just a lot of women hate this word. They hate this word. They hate this word. Being submissive.
I love that word.
But it's twofold.
It is.
It's twofold. Yeah. So it's like if you were my woman and there was something, and you walk in a room and you can tell that something is bothering me, out of anybody in that room, you can walk in that room, not even say a word, look at me a certain way, and it should be able to down me a certain way. Right. You were the only person. And that's being submissive to your partner. Certain things. It's not all about, I need my dinner or I need you to go cut the grass. And it's not about that. People always think the worst of that word, and it's not. So
I think that we should do a training class. Like, for real. This is what I feel. Like, I feel like I'm an alien. I feel like I'm an alien.
I am.
I come from whatever planet you want to say. I'm that person. I can't be human. There's no way, because I can't relate to these people, and it's just like, ooh. But I feel like, so I'm that chick. I'm that one who wants the relationship. I'm that one who believes in submissiveness. Like, I want to cater to my man, and I want this man to feel like he's walking on water. I want him to feel good. I want to know that I kind of have a special power to make this man. It's almost like,
you walk in a room, his mind
down?
shuts down.
Let's change this, right? Like I And I also know if you cater to a man properly and you're with the right man, he's going to take care of you and he's going to cater back. So it's a give and take. I'm one of those women that love doesn't mean anything to me. I'm like a dude. I need the respect.
Yeah.
Because women, they be saying men want respect and ladies want love. You need to respect me because anybody can love me. There's a whole bunch of dudes out there that love me now, and I don't even know why they love me, but they love me and
But
they
it's
would do
all the
anything
same.
for me. But it's like, you need to respect. I need you to be able to respect me at all times in my face when I'm not around. I need to know that I am that empress
Yeah.
and the goddess and all of that. And you need to give me that authority without me having to ask you or tell you that. That is
Exactly. You shouldn't have to check up on a person. Once you leave that door, I shouldn't have to worry about it. It's like,
right. Because I give you that in return. You know what I mean? Like, listen, my wow factor, y'all in trouble when he take his place. Cause what? Y'all gonna be like, I'm tired of hearing about. No, you're not, because you enjoying it. Cause you enjoying it, seeing this black man get catered to and love and wondering when it's gonna happen to me.
but
When he take his place, y'all better watch out.
but now this is the thing. Why does anybody else should care about what you do in your house?
Right.
So
But when I say people are gonna be like, "Oh, he walk on water," yep, that's what I do for him.
what's wrong with that? See, that's
Right.
that's the other thing. Being able, and this is where the loyalty part comes in. Being able to stand up for what you know and believe is true for you.
Right.
Right. And it could be in a respectful manner. Because like there's been people like friends of mine, they've come up and said, this person is like this and blah blah blah. I'm like, hold on. I don't want to hear that right now.
Right.
Because what you telling me right now, that don't sound like that person. So do me a favor. I want y'all to figure this out before you start spewing all of this stuff.
Right.
Because that person has not done anything to me. Now, if they have done something to me, then that's a conversation I'm having with that person.
Right.
And those that know me, they'll know if they're not in my good graces. Because guess what? I'm no longer accessible. When they used to be able to call, text, and all of that stuff. Nah, because I feel that I don't have to explain myself and my value or my boundaries because you already know. Especially if you've known me for a long time. I'm so consistent on my belief and things that I do. It is not hard to figure out. You'll know from your hearts of heart if something comes up to you and it has anything pertaining to me, and you'll be like, no, Hershey ain't gonna like that. You already know. So guess what? Don't bring it to them.
Right.
And I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of male friends that's out there. I got male friends that are doggy dog. But they know I don't walk in that world. I don't walk in that realm. We're great friends, but they won't invite me to some of them things that they do.
Right.
They won't put me in that circle on that because I don't want to be in it. No, I don't want it. Y'all do y'all.
What does happiness look like? Wait. Let me go back to something that we talked about.
Yeah.
We talked about being givers, and going into relationships as the husband for you and me, the wife, automatically. And then we talked about being selfish. We're at the point right now where it's about us. But truth be told, we're supposed to stay about us. We're supposed to, what we're doing now is not wrong. Because if we're really operating in our true self and making sure we're taking care of ourselves and stuff, the right person is going to take its place.
Right. I shouldn't come in and change up your art. I should be a help, not a hindrance.
Right.
And
a bonus. Right.
Yeah, and I shouldn't change you as an individual. If I know you as a businesswoman and you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, I'm not supposed to be in your space now to change all of that.
Right.
That's a part of you.
Right.
Like once you're done with the world and you come home, whatever we decide to do when you're at home and blah, 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 now that's our time.
Right.
And vice versa. You shouldn't do the same thing for me. And I think that's one of the issues that I have. I don't want to say I'm an average person, but I'm a public figure. So it's kind of like my world is different, right? Yours is the same. Like you and I, we have celebrity friends that are actual friends. We can call them on the phone. They come over for dinner and drinks and blah 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 blah. Where the other person that wouldn't have that access to them, they're starstruck. And he's like, "Oh my god,
Right.
Michael J. White was sitting over there at Hershey House." I'm like, "Yeah, but I've been knowing him for some years. That's my boy.
I don't know him, right? Exactly.
You know, when he in town, hey, what we doing? You know, stuff like that."
Right.
But for them, it's like they want to get in that circle, right? Just to be in the circle. They want to create their own reality show.
Right.
And nah, it's the giving part. That's generally just me. I've always been a giver, and it's not something that I look to receive.
Right.
I give.
However,
it would be nice to be recognized.
No, it shouldn't be. Well, the new they need to be given back. Because listen, I'm not going to just be a giver no more. I need to be received. You know what? I'm not going to lie. That's my last situationship. I received. I received. Maybe not with the typical woman would would think it was, but I appreciated what I received. So I don't have anything bad to say about my last situation. I just. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just
not even gonna talk about
it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, and it's not tit for tat. So like even in a relationship, if you got one person that's bringing in the money, but the other one knows how to maintain the household, that's still a factor.
It is.
Right. So it's not about for every dollar that I'm putting in, you have to put $1. If you want to go 50-50 down the middle, let that be your thing. Yes. But accountability. When it's time to pay up, pay up. Don't be like, I ain't got it. But, you know, I ain't got it, but I still want to go on a trip. You want to contribute to it? Okay, if I'm paying for the flights, the hotel, I'm doing all of that stuff, can you take care of the food while we're there?
Right.
Something.
Drinks or something.
Yeah, put some. I mean, you might not be making as much money, but I'm not accounting dollar for dollar. I'm looking for the effort.
Right. Right.
You know.
Right.
So,
what does happiness look like to you?
To me, it's very simple, and it's usually family oriented.
Okay.
Everything I do, I try to leave a legacy for my daughters and my family, and I try to leave a positive stamp for my family. You know, one of the things that I think about a lot is that if my name was to be brought up in a room, how would the reaction be? Right? If you were in a boardroom project, whatever, even if it's just a casual conversation, and somebody was like, "Hey, I saw Hershey the other day, and I was talking to him, and he seemed to be doing okay." If your response would be like, "Oh no," you know what I'm saying? So that has a lot to. That fulfills me. That makes me happy because there's a lot of things that I have done for people that I don't even remember, but it was just out of my kindness of my heart. But also happiness is allowing me to be me.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, because me being me, it's always going to be positive energy put out as long as it's not used against me. Because usually when somebody says, "Well, I don't know, Hershey has changed," it's usually because of something that you did to him. So, and I'll just back up. I'm yours 100 until you cross me, and then when you cross me, I'll 100 pull back. So happiness is it's usually family oriented, which kind of leads into that word success too, because some people's level of success means so many different things. Like people say that I'm very successful in some of the stuff I do, and I still don't think I've reached the plateau that I'm supposed to be in.
Okay.
So I'm successfully a father. I say that.
Okay.
You know, and
but you're living out your dreams. I mean, you're acting, you're DJing all over, you're traveling. They're paying for you to come. That when they start paying, that's something. When you don't,
right.
When you don't have to say I'm doing all this stuff and ain't getting paid.
Right.
Media works.
Right. And ironically enough, that there was a sacrifice for that because I'm building my dream as well as supporting my family.
Right.
And sometimes my family don't even see that.
Right.
So it's
I
it's a
get it.
catch 22 sometimes.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. But what about you? What happiness?
Happiness. You know what? Happiness is an inner thing for me.
Mm.
Happiness is me waking up in the morning and understanding that I made it through another day,
Mm.
and knowing that that's the most important thing, and anything else that happens is just an additional bonus. I've really been focusing and pouring into myself mentally and spiritually. And so it's so crazy because I just recently got out of a situationship. That's all I can say. I can't say it was a
No, I
relationship.
get it. I get it.
It was a situationship,
I get it. I get it so
And it was
bad.
with a good friend, and that's the thing about it. It was with a good friend, and so um, what I realized is that, like, even this morning, I woke up and I was just like, okay, keep living, keep living, keep. It don't change nothing about you. It don't take away from none of my greatness and who I am, the loving person and the good person that I am, or whatever. Keep living.
Yeah.
And so it may hurt, or you may go through some pains, but I no longer want to just dwell in that stuff no more. I don't want to sit around and be like, for what? Like, what do you really get from that? Like when people are like, at one point I've dealt with, I was a functional depressed person or whatever and stuff, and then one day it was just like, yeah, I don't want to be like this no more. Like, I don't want to deal with this stuff. So I'm learning how to switch my mindset to make it stay in a happy state of mind, so I am not stuck on the negative stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at the good things about it and just flowing with it and going with that and stuff. Because if you sit and think about the bullshit, and you sit and think about the bad stuff, because
Mm.
of course the bad stuff will stand out because that's just how we're trained, man. Your mind, all of us will be jacked up, and that's why so many people are jacked up. And I'm just not giving that to people no more. I'm not wasting my time and tripping off of that anymore. My happiness comes from me. I came into this world by myself. I'm going to die by myself.
Mm.
So all I can do is keep loving people and keep treating people well and everything, and hope and expect them to do it back to me, which most likely they won't because everybody's not like me. But it's just, but the happiness is that LaTonya MeChelle experience that I give to myself.
Yeah. Well, that's another situation that has to be individualized too, because there's been breakups where a lot of really important items were lost,
Right.
right? So, you could spend time trying to build a life
Right.
uh, the way that you wanted it, and I'm, specifically talking about, marriage in itself,
Right.
because
Right.
technically, what usually happens, half of everything's gone in a marriage,
Right.
right?
Not
And
more. Right.
in some cases, one person had put 100% into it, and the other person only put 5%, but
Mm-hmm.
then they got 50% back.
Mm-hmm.
And you start thinking about, I could have just saved that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whether it be property, you're no longer living in a home that you were comfortable with. If you have kids, you no longer have that ability to see your kids grow like you want to,
Right.
especially for, I can only, respond as a man. Most of the situations that I know of, and that's friends and other family too, they just turn out to be, an ATM, a cash cow at this point. And then they want to worry, they want to point the finger at the guy like it was always his fault, which is part of the reasons why I'm a strong advocate for men's mental health, because we never get the opportunity to express our hurts, our losses. Men hurt too in separation,
Wait.
of course.
Wait. Wait. Hold up. You do get the opportunities in some cases. Y'all do get the opportunities. You just choose not to because for so long you've held it in that most you don't know how to, or you do it to, you do it to not to just go with the flow, and so y'all can't keep blaming us.
No, it's not a blame game. So this is, and again, I can only speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've always stated how I felt on situations.
Okay.
Right? I'm very transparent. I'm very 100.
Okay.
But it gets blown over. It gets looked over. I'm saying exactly what, like, when you do that, it makes me feel this way. And it's like, okay, whatever. That's not what you meant. This is what you meant. It's like, no, I was very clear what I said. When you do that, this hurts. And when this hurts, like, I start feeling this way. And when I start feeling this way, this is how I'm going to start react. I'm giving you point by point, step by step situations. But if you blow over my feelings and you keep doing, that's why most men are not very vocal about how they really feel, because there's no resolution, there's no change, there's no attending to what I just said. That's not how you feel. I did it was hilarious. I did an all males panel relationship review with Chanel Scott.
Mm-hmm.
This was a couple years ago. And to this day, she said this was one of the best panels I ever had. So literally, it was all males, different aspects of occupation. We had a pastor, entertainer, a chef, accountant, myself. So all different levels, all different education levels. And there was mostly women asking all these questions. And then when the questions came out, one person had the mic, one of the males had the mic. And when he answered it, all the male panel was just pretty much like, yeah, that sounds about right. But then the woman that asked the question in the stage, she's like, no, it ain't. This is what y'all want. And then I had to grab the mic. I was like, ma'am, first of all, you just asked. Do you know any of us? She's like, no. You just met us today. She's like, yeah. I was like, you just asked the question. You got the answer directly from that man, and you're going to tell him that's not true? That's our problem. You want us to validate your feelings, but you dismiss ours. That's part of the problem. We got to respect it. If somebody says I'm on the edge, if you told me you on the edge and you about to snap, and you tell me I'm right there 5 seconds in, if you keep going and if you keep saying this or doing this, I'm going to snap. If I continue doing it, I'm not hearing you, I don't respect you, and now you snap, then all of a sudden I'm going to act surprised.
All right. So
we don't listen to you.
I'm starting to believe this more and more. My guy best friend tells me, you act like a dude. You're just like a dude. I am that person. I'm the one that the guys get. How you guys say y'all are, people are like that with me. And and they can't understand how I lose. When I lose it, I'm losing it. Because I'm trying to tell y'all better listen to me. You gotta help me. You better, I'm warning y'all. Like, I'm a dang Scorpio. Y'all are pushing this button and I can't, I'm drowning.
Right.
I'm letting you know, please pull me out this water. I'm trusting you to pull me out this water. And they just be like,
exactly. So,
and when I lose it,
don't act surprised.
It's always about me. It's always and you. Listen. So he always says, he's like, you're just like a dude, and I feel like because people think that I'm so strong, that they think that I could take so much stuff, and I can't. I take a lot of stuff. I can deal with a lot of stuff or whatever.
But the question is why should you?
Because exactly.
If I truly care about your well-being and what you're saying, I'm not going to push your boundaries.
Right.
Especially after you told me, Hirsch, I'm about 2.5 seconds.
Right.
You know, and if I really care and I respect you as a friend and you and your perspective, position and everything, I'm going to dial back. I'm like, wait a minute. Well, hold on. I mean, my bad. Hold on.
Where I can say that I do have a problem though is let's say me and you was together, and when you get pissed off, you need to get away from me. You need to get away from me or whatever and stuff. I am one of those people who think that I can love you out of that. I am one because I know men big feeling like people don't give them attention. I feel like I'm that one who could be like, okay, baby, come here. Okay. Like, that's me. And that works for some people and it doesn't work for everybody. So you got to know your mate.
Yeah, and you just said it. You gotta know your mate and see if that works for them. Because in most cases, knowing who I am, yeah, that might work for me.
Right.
However, if I've said that, you know what, I'll be back. I gotta take a break.
Right.
Allow me to take that break and come back and then love me out of it.
Right.
Right. Because the thing is if it gets to it, because I'm a very patient man. My father told me one time, and he looked at me and he just shook his head. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with you? He's like, I don't get it. And I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you are super patient. You got the patience of Jesus. And I'm like, okay, isn't that what we're supposed to have? He said, yeah. But he was like, but if that was me, I would have been pissed off a long time ago. Like, I could have a situation happen to me and I won't address it, maybe till months later.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, it's not about it's good because, see, this is the thing. Like I've always said, I'm always transparent on how I feel about certain things. And one of the things I want to do, I allow enough time for somebody to self-correct.
Okay, so you'll mention it if they constantly keep doing it.
Yeah. If they're doing it, I'm like, didn't we talk about this?
Okay.
And then it keeps going. It's just that my patience is a lot longer than the average man, but I've given you every opportunity to become real with me and apologize and correct the situation. Because in most cases, because I allowed it to go on so long, they keep doing it. Okay. But I feel that if you love me, you shouldn't want to push that boundary.
Right.
And it lets me know who you are as a person. So.
Right. And I think that, I think that that's, we gotta sometimes just look at that. Like, if we really want to be honest with ourselves, we get in these relationships and it's almost like we try to force stuff out of people because we want to see that. But we have to start paying attention to their actions and their words and how they operate when you're in pain and how you operate. There's so many things that we just really need to start paying attention to. And respect the fact that, okay, maybe we're just not supposed to be together. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make me a bad person. You live your life, I live my life, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Because we didn't work don't mean we got to be in it.
Right. Right. We don't need to be super friends either, but I mean, right.
I have a large number of female friends. And it got to a point that at some point when we first met, there may have been romantic interest there.
Right.
But I don't jump right into dating.
Right.
So as we start spending time with each other, sometimes you'll figure out right off the rip if the person is a good match for you.
Right.
And then you start kind of positioning yourself to keep them as a friend and everything. It's cool and I appreciate it, but just because we can't, do
right,
don't mean I ain't gotta like you. So there's been situations where I've known off the rip like this ain't gonna work for us romantically, but we can be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're adults. We can make these decisions, right?
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
And it's the alien part.
So, just to recap a little.
Yeah.
You're single. For those who's tuning in, single, but you're working on yourself. So, technically, DJ Hershey. Hershey candy bar, no, you can't forget that one, DJ Hershey. Technically, in other words, if a woman is interested in you, she's really going to have her game together. Yeah. Not her game herself together. She's going to have to really step to the plate and step to the plate properly.
Yeah, and that's all it is. That's all it is. It's like I don't have time for games.
When I make the bracelets, I'm going to make sure you get the first one.
Please, please. I will invest in your first one. Let me know. I will support that cause.
Which one are you wearing, right?
So yeah, I will support that cause. Yeah, it's all about respect. It's all about peace. You know, I want to come home and not have to sit out in the driveway in the car and have this breather like, if I walk in this door, what am I about to experience?
Yes.
Don't want that no more.
Women go through that too. I just want you to know that.
Oh no, I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, I'm again, like I said, I'm very self-aware, self-transparent. I'm not saying it's all a man thing, it's all a women thing. It's for us talking, it's a bracelet thing.
Yes.
You got some people that literally I've been told that us women are supposed to challenge you. And I'm like, why do you feel that you need to challenge? Well, we're supposed to, we're your mates. We're supposed to keep you on your toes and all that. I was like, why do you feel that you need to keep me on my toes? I'm a grown ass man. I'm already established and doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Why do you feel when I leave this door, I'm being challenged with the world? It's already being hard.
Right.
It's already hard as a black man because the moment you step out there, you're already being judged. You're already being critiqued, and you're already opted out of opportunities that would be given to any other person.
Right.
Why do you feel I have to come home and do the same thing? You are the last person I should think would be my enemy or somebody I should be worried about or to challenge me. You are supposed to be my piece, and I'm supposed to be yours.
We're on the same side as the boxing ring, huh?
Yeah. Look, I found out that there's a book out there. There's a lot of stories that I find out that's very similar to some of the gentlemen that I knew that are going through relationship problems. There's a book out there about five ways to get rid of your man. There's a book. And when I tell you, when I was going through some of the things, I've done my research. And when I tell you, I compared all my guys' situations, including myself, it's textbook, like step by step, the stuff that they're going through. And I'm talking about guys that really want to be in a relationship, not the dogs. Step by step, they've been going through the exact same thing. So it's like there's an instructional out there that some of these relationships are going through this entire book or whatever. I'm not saying that book specifically, but
that's sad.
It's sad. So do I believe in love? Yes, I do.
Y'all should let me, you and your good guys should let me be your matchmakers. I told you I'm great for everybody else. I just suck for myself.
Oh, I've been saying that for years. My birthday is February 14th.
Valentine's of all days, right?
Right. I call it Cupid's curse. Like I sit there and give great advice and everything for everybody else, and I follow my own advice. I won't tell anybody something that I will not employ myself.
Right.
However, I never had the opportunity to have a partner to do so. I had one, but she did it for so long, and then she showed her real self, and then so it's I understand your plight. I understand your mission. Wakanda forever, my sister. I get it.
Black love.
All day.
It still exists. It's gotta happen.
Is there someone?
Listen, God ain't gonna put something in me and it not be possible. He's just not. I'm into it too much for it not to be possible. So listen, I can't lose hope. I just can't. So I just gotta handle it differently. But no way. Yeah. So
it's hard.
How can they follow you on social media?
Oh, easy. Everything is Core DJ Hershey. CORE DJ Hershey. I am Core DJ Hershey on Instagram. DJ Hershey on Facebook. But then there's my website, and it's got all the links there. I do everything from bar mitzvah. No, I'm joking. You can hit me up on any bookings, any films, or even speaking engagements. Again, I'm a big advocate on men's mental health and relationship support. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. When people can find it, I'm gonna be your biggest supporter.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you for being my first guest in the first episode of Love and Happiness.
Thank you for having me. I feel so honored. I was crying the other day. Wait a minute. She picked me.
I picked you. I knew it was going to be interesting. I was like, oh, Lord, what we going to get and stuff. So I like interesting stuff. Don't come on my show and be boring and all of that stuff. Let's talk about some.
I don't know how to be boring.
Right. That's why you got picked. I'm like, yeah, we need help. Between the both of us, we gonna make this go. So.
And this is me holding back. That's the hilarious part.
Right.
But you seen me, so.
Right. Yeah. The fact that you're talking and everything, you ain't shut down. That just makes me feel good. So.
Well,
you're glowing. I've seen you're glowing, and I like that.
Yeah. Well, we talked about trust and loyalty, and you and I have never had a bad situation where either of us question each other. So when you put the request out there, that was an easy answer for me.
Yay. Everybody. It's me, your girl, LaTonya MeChelle, and I so appreciate you for tuning in, whether you're tuning in live or you're watching it on replay. Do me a big favor, like, subscribe, and make sure you share. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your family, tell everybody stuff. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, you should be able to see it. It's somewhere right around here. The link to sign up or whatever. Somewhere. I don't know that part. But anyways, we're
going to cover all bases.
House of Love. Yeah, make sure you follow the House of Love, HAUZEOFLOVE. I'm here. I'm open for bookings. I'm love and relationship coach. I do spiritual life coaching. I'm a media personality, and I'm an inspirational speaker and a host. I'm hosting a fashion. Well, we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that another time. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love you guys. You stay there, Hershey, and everybody else be good and keep following me. Love y'all.
Can make you do wrong, happiness, make you do right. Love can make you do